No. I need to drink a coffee. Hi guys, welcome to today's video. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do this here look. I really love it. I think that it's a very pretty, just like, obviously this could be your everyday look if you're a little bit more of a glam girl. Personally, I'm not, but do each their own. But it's really simple to achieve. There's very minimal products, especially on the eyes. I just think that it would be really pretty for a wedding guest makeup look, for a bridal party makeup look, for just like an event. If you have an event that you need to go to and you need to look a little bit more elevated, I teach you guys exactly how I got it, and I will have all the products listed down below. And if you have any questions, you can let me know in the comments and I will do my best to get back to you. But without further ado, let's get into the video. I feel like this is sitting up so high. Do I need to move it down a tad? Sure, that works. Sometimes I say cringy things, like as a joke, and I think that people don't think that I'm joking. That's so unfortunate. First things first, I already did my skincare. If you have any questions about my skincare, how I prep my skin, I have probably 97,000 videos on it. So check one of those. Second of all, let's put something on our lips. I did indeed do a pop-up, so I have all of my Fawn Beauty lip goodies here. And I think I'm going to use the OG lip oil. You guys know that I love this, obviously. But I just want to have a nice little like prep for my lips. Also, question for you all. Do you like when the videos start off with an intro with my makeup already done? Or do you like it with my makeup not done and then you get to see how the makeup comes about? Let a girl know. Also, in the past 5 minutes, I, no joke, have gotten like 29 emails. Okay, I've gotten 4. But anyways. So, for my skin prep, like I said, I already did it. I have lots of videos on it. Where's my daggum sponge? There it is. My skin has been feeling a little bit drier than normal. I think due to the fact I've been using mandelic acid in the morning and the evening and washing my face. Actually, didn't wash my face this morning. Correct. But anyways, so I try to keep my skin extremely moisturized. And one of my favorite moisturizers, I've talked about this 1,000 times, is the CeraVe, however you say it, the PM moisturizer. And I mix it with the Drunk Elephant De-Bronzy Sunshine drops. You can do this with your SPF. You can do it with whatever you want. But I'm not going to be wearing this makeup all day long, so I'm just going to mix it with my moisturizer. This is also something I love to do if I'm going out like to the post office, or I'm just like running errands and I want a little bit more color to my face, but I don't want... like, I don't want to wear makeup, you know what I mean? But a lot of the times my face is lighter than my body, which I know a lot of people, especially in the summertime, that's how they are as well. So this is one of my favorite little combinations. And I know that the Drunk Elephant De-Bronzy drops are a little bit pricey, but to be honest with you, they last for years and years. I have one bottle that I still have product left in, and I've had it since either 2016 or the beginning, the beginning of 2017. Either way, I've had it a ridiculously long time, so it does last a really long time. The first thing I'm going to do is go in with this Maybelline 4-in-1 Instant Age Perfector, or is that what it's called? Perfector? 4-in-1 Glow Makeup. I don't know. This is in the shade medium. I use this in a lot of my videos, and I use it in my everyday life. Mine is a little bit janky, I think from going to New York. The pressure just like messed it up. But I don't really wear foundation. It's not my personal journey. And so this is what I use as like my foundation. It doesn't really provide much coverage, but what it does is give me a really nice bronzy base, and it matches my neck to my body, which is why I love it. It also provides a really pretty glow. You guys know, if you've watched any of my videos, I use it all the time, and it's one of my favorite products. In my opinion, it is different than the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter because it's not as heavy. It's just a little bit more of a lightweight product and more so just a tint rather than provides you with so much glow, but definitely gives your skin that really healthy, beautiful look. For a wedding, I do a little bit more than I normally would. I'm not sure that I'm actually going to use foundation, just because you guys know that I'm not really a foundation using gal. Like I said, I did use the 4-in-1 Perfector. One of my favorite foundations, though, of all time is this. This is the Synchro Skin Radiant Lifting Foundation from Shiseido. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful foundation formula. #1 foundation formula I've ever used in my life. I don't want to say that this is not pore clogging, because I think that it may have pore clogging ingredients, which I've been trying to step away from. So like I said, I don't want to say that because I'm not positive. But before I go in with any foundation, if I am going to use that, I'm going to use the Hollywood Flawless Filter. I have mine. This one is in the shade 5 Tan. I'm just going to hit the high points of like where I want a little bit of glow. And that's it. It's honestly a little bit light for me in the current state of my face, but it's going to work. Also, if you don't have these sponges, get these sponges immediately, if not sooner. It's phenomenal. But anyways, there's that. The Shiseido Synchro Skin Radiant Lifting Foundation is just the prettiest, most natural looking foundation on the skin. It's extremely radiant. It's beautiful. It's everything that I could ever want. Mine is in the shade 340 Oak. It's definitely lighter than my body. But for the sake of today's video, we will use a tiny bit. I'm just literally going to use that much and take a teeny tiny bit on any areas that I do want to have more coverage. I've been having texture down here, and I did pick at my texture a bit. So I need a little bit of coverage down here. Not much, just a tad. So I'm going to use that. And then use this brush, which is from the Morphe and Ariel collection. This is the A14 brush. And, oh, I did not need to do that. I'm just going to buff this into my skin very lightly. I feel like what this foundation does is just create like a second skin layer, honestly. Like if you have texture, it does not emphasize it in the slightest. It actually kind of takes the look of texture away, which amazes me and I love. Also, for anybody that's like, oh, you have a filter on your skin. No, I don't. In the previous videos, the filter was on. I didn't know how to take it off. It literally took me like 20 minutes to figure out how to take it off because I got a new camera, but the filter, there's no filter on. So if I had $1 for every time somebody commented that, I'd have $1 million. Not really, but I'd have quite a few. So anyway, that's all I personally do because that's all I want to do. I don't like foundation, really. I don't like the look of foundation. It's not my personal journey. So now I'm going to go in with my concealer. If I want, it's not a heavy concealer by any means, but if I want a little bit more coverage, I would say this is a light medium coverage concealer. It is the Ilia True Skin Serum Concealer. If you've watched my channel before, you know that I live for this. It is absolutely beautiful. It's my favorite of all time, as far as anything other than the e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Concealer goes. So I put it here in the place that I kind of want to lift my face. And I do have another one. I have a brand spanking new one. Then we've got the old crusty one. So we've got it on deck. We've got it on deck. Don't anybody be worrying. Then I'm going to be using this cream contour, actually cream bronzer, I guess you would call it. Mine is in the shade Golden Tan. I used to use the shade Amber, but Golden Tan is a little bit darker. And I'm going to be using it on my Morphe and Ariel A58 brush. This is my favorite shape of brush for any type of cream contour or any type of cream products going on your face whatsoever. I think that the dome effect of the brush is amazing for that. It's not too dense. It's not enough density, I guess. It's just like the perfect amount, and it just kind of fits in the hollow of your cheek, and it's really easy to blend the product. Also, this is a really easy product to blend. It just looks really good, and it's just creamy, blendable, etc. So I'm going to pick some up on that brush and then hit all the places I would normally bronze. My forehead. This is also extremely buildable, so like you can go in with it and then go on top of it and go on top of it and build it up and not have to worry about it looking cakey, because it's more so like if you've ever tried the ones from Refi, those are not my favorite at all. Those are extremely pigmented and creamy, and yes, they're blendable, but they also, I feel like, have too much pigment in them, and so it provides like coverage. So if you are just wanting to wear like a really natural face of makeup and then you go put the Refi bronzers on top, like it's gonna be like nearly full coverage, which is just not my vibe. So I'm just gonna bronze up. I'm gonna go over with a powder bronzer, so you guys can bet which one. I'll go ahead and let you. The Dior No Powder powder. But anyways, I just kind of set this down to be a cream layer for my powder layer to stick to. And I do this because, number one, longevity. If you're going to be dancing the night away, you're going to need some longevity. And number two, it's a little bit more glam. And by a little bit more glam, I mean literally just that. It's not, you would never look at me wearing this face of makeup and be like, oh man, she has a lot of makeup on. You know what I mean? So That's my goal. That's my personal journey. Now you will notice that I left my concealer on there for a little bit longer than I normally do, because you get a little bit more coverage this way, if you don't know. And also I like to do my concealer on top of where I already did my cream bronzer, because I find it to have a really brightening effect. And you can kind of drag it up through here, which also lifts the face, lifts the eye as well. Not me getting another email. Who on God's green earth is it? Ciao, anyways. So there's that. Do the same thing to the other eye. Also, a lot of people ask me, do I not set my under eyes? Usually in my everyday life, no, I don't. I really don't. It's just not my personal journey. I used to have really dry skin for like a good period of my life. And then this summer, my skin just started wilding out and being oily. And so sometimes I will set my face just a little tiny bit, but a lot of the times I don't, because I don't really find that I need to. And I think a lot of people could do without setting their face. They're just used to it. I think a lot of people, honestly, could go without doing a lot of things that they do in their makeup routine. They're just used to doing that. And if they would stop doing it, their makeup would look a whole lot better. I feel like I could make a whole video on that. But anyway, that's tea for another day. Speaking of which, I need to drink coffee. That's bussing, for real. Okay. Next thing I'm going to go in with is my bronzer. That's not really my bronzer. If you didn't see my TikTok, if you haven't heard me talk about this, it will change your life. I think before you take your next breath, you will need to purchase this. I got mine from the Dior website. Mine is in the shade 5N. I just got this as a bronzer randomly one day. And then whenever it showed up, I was like, wait a minute, I'll never use another bronzer. And since I have had it, I have not used another one. And she's clearly well loved. I mean, dang. So anyway, they don't sell this color at Sephora, so don't get excited and run to the Sephora website or run into Sephora because they don't have it, bestie. If you think that you would need this color, they don't have it, but they do have 4N and 6N. But anyway, I'm 5N. This is the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer brush that I'm going to be using. I just think that this specific shade has beautiful like red tan undertones, which is the exact color that I tan. So that's nice. And it just looks really nice on my skin and gives me a really nice warmth and glow, which is what I want. I want to keep my base makeup still really natural, but just a little bit more glam. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Just a little something, something. You know. Because I do want I want it to show up in pictures and look really pretty, but I also don't want it to be like, oh my gosh, like she literally has on so much makeup, you know, like not the vibe, not the journey. Then I go over everything and just pat it in with my beauty sponge. I just do this multiple times throughout my makeup, even if I'm doing barely any makeup or going a little bit more glam like I am today. I think that it makes my skin just look better. So that's why I do it. Next up is one of my new favorite products of all time. This is the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Blush, and this one is in the shade Happy. I don't know like how they made this shade or what you would describe the shade as. I think it's like a neutral pink, but I picked this up, and when I tell you it's become my favorite blush of all time, I truly mean it. I'm about to make a TikTok about it. I just put it on the back of my hands. Sometimes I put it straight on my cheeks. Sometimes I put it on the back of my hands. It just depends. And then I use it with this e.l.f. Duo Complexion brush. That's it. Like it's literally just a duo fiber brush. And I pick it up, kind of like dab it into the brush, and then place it on my cheeks because she is pigmented. But I feel like if you watch mine and Brielle's video, you need to go watch that if you haven't. But if you did watch it, the minute that she puts this blush on, it just completely transformed the makeup and made everything look so seamless and stunning and just extremely professional. Like I feel like if you are not very good at makeup and you don't really know how to do it, buy this blush, and I feel like do your base routine. Like obviously learn some things, you know, try and learn some things and try to get better at makeup if you want to. But specifically this blush just pulls things together, and the placement is I go up. Like I kind of do like a half C, a C kind of vibe. And it pulls my face up. Then what I do is I learned this trick from Brielle. She puts a little bit above her eyebrows, her forehead, her nose, and her chin. So like whenever you're looking at the high points of your face, the places that stick out, everything's very cohesive. So kind of just blush all around your face, but obviously more so focused on your cheeks and nose but mainly cheeks. I don't know, I just think that it looks so beautiful. And it just really pulls the look together, honestly, which I love so much. You can't really see, but I'm wearing a pink top, and so I think it'll be really pretty with the pink. But that is a huge, huge, huge thing that changed my makeup, is this blush. And I just think that it looks, honestly, truly phenomenal, like life-changing. I'm not even being dramatic. It literally did change my life. Because once I started doing that, I was like, I feel like my makeup has fully leveled up. And I was pretty good at makeup before. Not to toot my own horn, but toot, you know. So, now that that is done, now that my base is done, I am going to set it just a little bit for the sake of the video. I'm going to be using this Charlotte Tilbury powder. I'm sure you guys have seen it 1,000 times. Mine's in the shade 2, and I'm going to take it on this little triangle sponge, also from Brielle. I pat it in my hand like this to warm up the powder on the back of my hand. And then I'm just going to go in a little tiny bit under my eyes and a little bit my T-zone. Or not, well, yeah, I guess my T-zone. But that's it. Boom. Done. So, after that, I'm going to move on to my eyebrows. This part is obviously up to you. You do your eyebrows however your heart desires. So, I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows off camera. Then whenever I come back, I will show you guys what I'm doing that will make it look more so professional and like level up your entire makeup routine, whether it's for every day or whether it's for an event. So, BRB. I'm also just going to be using this Sephora micro eyebrow pencil. I've talked about this 1,000 times. It's in the shade 05 medium brown. We're back. We're back and we're better. Is this focused? Okay, so I did my eyebrows, obviously. I've been doing them like following my natural shape. You guys know that I change my eyebrows up all the time. But I feel like I look the prettiest and the best whenever my eyebrows... There's the sunshine. Hello, beautiful. I live in Kentucky, and if you guys have watched the news or like actually don't live under a rock, there's been a lot of flooding in Kentucky, and it's been really sad and tragic. And we've not seen the sun a lot, so to see the sun is literally a blessing. Anyways, yeah, I like my eyebrows. This one's a little bit better than this one, but sisters, not twins. It do be like that. So anyways, one of the things that I feel like levels up your makeup is carving out your eyebrows. In the video where Brielle did my eyes, she carved out my eyebrows, and I was like, literally, that makes such a big difference. Like, it makes a huge difference. So I was like, how can I make this easier for my everyday life? Because obviously I don't want to carve out my eyebrows every single day and take that time, because it is time consuming. So this has changed my life. I use this all the time underneath my, or as in place of concealer. It is a concealer, but it doesn't give you much coverage. It just kind of adds a brightness. This is the e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Concealer. I have mine in the shade Light 26 Neutral. So I just use that. And then I go in with my brush to blend it out. You can use your finger. You can use a beauty sponge. You can literally do whatever the heck your heart desires. But I just go in with the brush to blend it out underneath. You can be more precise if you want to have like a really precise, clean cut edge. But mainly I'm just doing this to brighten under my brow so it is highlighted in that area and looks pretty. So that's just what I'm doing. That's just what I'm doing. But I think it looks really good. So that's that. Next thing I'm going to do is go in with a transition shade before I start on my eyeshadow, or kind of like as part of my eyeshadow. I'm going to be using my bronzer. I loved using this. I'm going to use it on a fluffy brush. This is the A11 from the Morphe and Ariel collection. Love this brush so much. And what I like to do is start in my outer corner with my eye open, drag it out, and then in towards my nose, up to my brow. I've talked about this before. I feel like it makes a huge difference in doing so. Sometimes you can even start in front of your brow if you want to, and then drag it out that way. It's whatever your heart desires, whatever you want to do. And then I keep going back and forth and building that up as my transition shade, and to give my eye a little bit of definition, and just pretty much just act as my transition shade. Also act as my nose contour, because I do go down the sides of my nose, just add a little bit of bronziness, a little something to the sides of my nose. I think that looks pretty. It makes your nose appear slimmer. It also just adds a little bit of definition. So if you're not really into nose contouring, because I'm not, but I just want a little bit of definition because I think it looks cohesive on my face, then that's a really good option for you. I like to use bronzer because, like I said, it makes everything look more so cohesive as far as colors on your face goes. And I do this with my eyes open because what I want to do is feel where that socket is and see how it's going to look with my eyes open, because we don't walk around talking to our people to people at a wedding with our eyes closed. We're like, hey Bridget, how are you, girl? With your eyes closed, you know, eyes are open. So that's why I do it like that. Just kind of play around with it, see what you vibe with, see what you like. If you want to add a little bit more bronzer in the outer corners to smoke it out, well, that's your girl, have at it. It's not for me though, not me personally. Then I'm going to take this white shade. I have one in the Dibs palette, but it's not open. So I'm just going to use this white shade. It is from the Dominique, the Moment palette. It is stunning. It also has a wonderful mirror, which is what I use every day. But I'm going to take that white on a flat shader brush. This one's not very dense. And again, I'm going to look down with my eyes open, and then right before the crease, where I laid that shadow or laid that bronzer, I'm just going to add this to brighten up my actual lid area, which I really love the way that it looks. I think whenever I open my eye, it's just like very defining and pretty. Sorry about the lighting change. I can't really help it. I'm just glad to see the sun out. But anyway, so that's that. You could definitely leave it here. You could smoke up the outer corners. You can do, again, whatever you like, whatever you think looks best on your eyes. What I have been doing recently is using this specific shade in the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Easy Eye palette for the Charlotte Darling look. These are very much so warm tone, like pillow talk kind of shades. This is the only shade I use. And I just go in with that lightest shade right there. It's a beautiful sparkly shade. And I pop it on my inner corners because I think that it makes a big difference in brightening your eyes and just looking pretty. So that is what I do right there. It's stunning. And then if you want to add like a little bit more sparkle or smoke, two of my favorite products to do that with. One is the Natasha Denona Chroma Crystal Top Coat. This is in the shade Nude. Mine looks a little janky, but basically what this is a mature glitter. So you'll be able to see on my finger, hopefully, if I can get it to focus. Will it focus? No. Okay, basically what this is just a glitter top coat. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on there either. It's the best way I can describe it is like a reflective glitter. So you don't really look at somebody's eyes, and it's not going to be one of those things where it's like a shade like this where it's going to be kind of give a chrome effect to the eye. It's not like that at all. It's just like a little bit of glitter that's just going to pop, make the eye pop. And whenever it catches the light, it's very sophisticated, not very pigmented, etc. A cheaper option for that would be this one from ColourPop. This is the shade Ritz. You should be able to see this one. Yeah, you can see it a little bit more, but it's kind of the same vibe, if you can see what I'm saying. Like, you would expect this to be wildly pigmented, but it's not. It just gives you like a little bit of reflective glitter on the eye, which I think is beautiful, especially for an event. I'm going to use the Chroma Crystal Top Coat in the shade Nude, though. And I'm just going to do a little bit, like, just on my eye so that whenever I'm dancing the night away, you look over and you're like, oh, she's got a little bit of gold glitter. Little reflective glitter on her eye. What a fancy girl. Didn't see that coming, did ya? Nope, you didn't. So, there's that. Then, I feel like something that makes my eyes pop is using a brown liner. Oh my gosh, there's a rain cloud. This one is from Hourglass. This one's from Hourglass, and this is the shade Voyeur. Voyeur? Looks like Voyeur to me. Anyways, it's a brown gel cream eyeliner. And I am going to line my waterline with this because I think it makes a big difference. I just drew all over my contact, so that's good. I would rather go blind, boy. Am I gonna die? Maybe. Okay, I don't want to use waterproof on my top line, but I do want a little bit of definition. I do think I'm going blind right now, so excuse me. We're just going to have to pull through. I'm going to go in with this MAC shade. This is the MAC pencil in the shade Costa Riche. It's just a really pretty warm tone brown pencil. It looks good for most eye colors. And I'm going to put just a teeny tiny bit on my upper lid, like just along the lash line, to define it and give me a little smoky smoke. It just makes the lashes look thicker at the base and adds like a little dramatic element to the eye without really doing much. You're not really adding much makeup at all. It's the little things like this that I feel like make the biggest difference. You're like, wait a minute, her lashes look really good and full, and her eye looks really defined, but I'm not really for sure how. This is a good tip. Okay, so there's that. And if you want, I don't know if I brought mine over here. Yeah, okay. If you want, you can take an angled brush, or you can take just a smaller brush in general and kind of go over that and smudge it out if you don't want it to have like such a defined line. I kind of like mine to be a little bit more smudged, so it's not like an obvious line if you close your eyes. I also just think it adds a little bit of more of a smoky element to the eye, which I like. Okay, so there's the eyes so far. I feel like the makeup looks really, really simple, but very beautiful at the same time. And it just kind of defines the features that you want to be defined. If you want, you can go in. I think I might go in with a little bit more of the top coat from Natasha Denona to add just a little bit more sparkle, because I feel like it's kind of hard to see all of it. And I want you to be able to see like it being reflective and pretty, but still really simple at the same time. Okay, that looks really pretty. I'm gonna go in with my mascara. I think I'm gonna use the Ilia Fullest Volumizing Mascara. I've talked about this one before. I really love it. Here's the brush on it, just to get like a more of a full voluminous look, a little bit more dramatic on the eyes, kind of like give false effect lashes. And then we'll reassess the situation and finish the makeup look. Okay, so I zoomed you guys in so you could see a little bit better. That mascara is crazy. My eyelashes are crazy. But what I'm going to do next is grab the shade that I used for my inner corner, this really pretty shade right here, and I'm about to hiccup. Maybe burp a little too. Anyways, excuse me. And I'm going to put it under my brow bone just to hit that area right there that looks, so it'll look really pretty whenever I turn my head and it catches the light. This is a nice area we want to accentuate, not in like a dramatic way, just a little something, you know? And I feel like this whole look is very cohesive as far as all the colors mesh really well together. It looks really pretty. It's still substantial and amazing. Like, it just looks really nice, but it's not super dramatic. That's like, that's crazy makeup. Like, you could be a bridesmaid and wear this makeup. You could be a, just a regular wedding guest. You could literally be a bride. You could just, it's just event makeup. You know what I mean? The only thing that I'm going to do to change it up a little bit more is probably use this pencil, if I can find it. The only thing that I'm going to do to add a little bit more oomph to this is, I'll zoom you guys in a little bit too, is use this Charlotte Tilbury eye powder pencil in the shade Brown. It's just a classic powder pencil, which is different than like obviously a cream or something else. And I'm just going to do a teeny tiny baby wing just to, and go a little bit under my eye, just to drag it out and make it a little bit more dramatic and have a little more drama around the eyes. And then because this is an eye powder pencil, it will allow me to manipulate the shape once I get it on my eyes how I want it. Do a little bit more drama on the lower lash line, which is a vibe. And then I'm going to take my angled brush that I used earlier and just, who's calling me, honestly? Excuse me, I can't talk to you. And then just do a little Dua Lipa. Don't do more her than just a feature. So, that's that. I love that. That's really pretty. So, let me answer the phone. It's from Barry Albert. Hello? Ciao, anyways. So, now that that's done, our base is done, we're going to move on to lips, which I feel like is a very important part. What on God's green earth, honestly? Which is a very important part of the look. Now, if you want longevity, I would recommend going in with a liner, lipstick, gloss. I think that gloss just like amps things up. Like seldom do I do a matte lip and just like leave it as a matte lip. You know what I mean? Like, does it look pretty? Yeah, sometimes, but also it's going to accentuate the crust of your lips. And that's disgusting. So I'm going to wear a gloss. I don't know which gloss I'm going to wear today. Maybe a staple. Probably a staple because I feel like it is the most universally flattering shade that is very similar to Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, but it's a gloss, and so it's going to make your lips look bigger, juicier, plumper, all the good things. We love that. So let me grab her. Here she is. Here she is. So this is the shade A Staple from Fawn Beauty, which is my brand. This is by far one of the most popular shades ever. It is very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk color. It's just a really pretty neutral pinky nude. So if you are ever in doubt on like what shade do I wear, that's a really good one to go for. One of my favorite liners has been the Makeup Forever Artist Couture pencil in the shade Anywhere Caffeine. And so I'm just going to line my lips really quickly with it. If you want it to last a really long time, like all night, my thing is if I wear lip liner, or not lip liner, but lip gloss, I keep it with me and then I just keep reapplying. So my lips just keep looking juicy, you know, but to each their own. Okay, so there's that. I just followed my natural lip line to create like a little bit of a shadow. And now I'm going to go with the shade A Staple. Let me zoom in. That's really pretty. I like that a lot. TBH, stunning. I actually think I'm going to put A Moment in the middle because I love to layer the glosses. And then the shade A Moment is this one. No, it's not. Okay, anyway, here is A Moment, which is a light nude shade. And I love to use this in the middle of my lips. So right here. To make them, like, give a little bit of contour and make them look plumper. How pretty is that? Stunning. I love her. So there is the final look. Now, one thing I would recommend to do is using a setting spray if you are wanting longevity for your makeup. One of my favorites is the Milani Make It Last. The Charlotte Tilbury is also really good. ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hydrating Setting Spray is really good. Just anything with a little bit more of an alcohol concentrate that's going to give you longevity. It's going to snatch it, keep it in place whenever you spray it on. It's going to look a little dry, but then it will look phenomenal throughout the evening. So that's that. I think if you are going out the door and you're like, oh, gosh, I feel like I need just a little something extra, one thing I always do is just put on more blush. You guys know this. I wouldn't go in with another cream, but to top it off, I love to use the Charlotte Tilbury Ecstasy blush. Just really to top everything off. It provides like another glow back under your skin. It's beautiful. So that's my go-to makeup look for events, for a wedding guest makeup look, for a bridal party makeup look or something like that. It's very simple but elevated and elegant. You can see like the subtle glitter on the eyes. The eyes are definitely like the focal point of everything, and it just kind of looks snatched. Your makeup is going to last because we worked in light layers of creams and then powder products, and it just looks really nice. And I love doing something like this because if you want to go more dramatic, you most definitely can, or you can keep it toned down and more so natural. If you want to add on a half strip lash towards the end, that's also really pretty. Just, I don't know, like I just love this kind of look. So let me zoom you out. So guys, this is the final look. I hope that you enjoyed. Everything that I use will be linked down below as per usual. If you have any questions, you can let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as, not my trash, not my literal trash back here. Shut your mouth. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to like and subscribe before you leave, and I hope you have a fabulous day.